out, I'm getting so much responses back from people and stories, stories and reactions. And so when they've, like, I've heard from a number of people now, when they've gone and taken it, the print to the framer, to their local framer,
Mm-hmm.
they've gone there, they have to discuss what frame to put around it. So they have a conversation. And then I've heard from a few people that the framers have like commented on it and gone, what is this? I mean, they're like, it's beautiful, but what the fuck is this?
Maybe what's your advice for those who want to get further involved? For those who don't, what advice do you give to the people who don't know about Bitcoin, who look at your work and have that emotional impact? How do you tell them, here's where you need to start. Here's how you can understand that feeling that you felt?
Yeah, okay. Well, once they've sort of been, once the curiosity has been sparked, which the paintings are doing, the prints are doing that, even in their own sort of, it's like a different angle from which they're coming. It's sparking curiosity. Once that curiosity is sparked, I say, don't buy Bitcoin if you're only into it for number go up. Mm-hmm. I said, if that's all you're in for, then you're not the right person to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because that person will sell the minute there's a 30, 40, 50% correction, right?
Right.
They'll get shaken out if they, I say, like, know your why Bitcoin before you actually buy it. So it's not just about number go up. It's not just about an investment. It's actually about being part of something that is going to change the world. It's actually an apolitical vote for it's an apolitical, and it's your most peaceful vote for freedom and change you'll ever have. Mm-hmm. You vote with your choice of money. With what kind of money are you subscribing to? That's what you vote for. And that's how you are part of that change in the world for a better world. I really, really believe Bitcoin is going towards creating a better world collectively with everyone here. Yeah. So get your why before you buy. Sounds like a terrible catchphrase.
That's a great tagline. That's great.
I had this other one the other day. When the penny drops, you pick up the sats.
That's great. That's great.
I think of shit like that while I'm driving. Yeah, like while I'm driving.
Know your why before you buy. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, don't pick up the pennies, pick up the sats.
The pennies, pick up the sats. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, and then I just give them pointers. I give them a few pointers, like Vijay Boyapati's bullish case for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Then there's Jesse Berger has brought out a new book, and it's called, I think it's called Magic Internet Money. Yeah. And he's structured his book so simply and so, like, I've seen the contents of it. I haven't read it yet. I actually want to get a physical copy of it. But he's structured it very simply, but he's gone into it very thoroughly. So the chapters, you can read them very, very quickly and easily. Mm-hmm. And he did that on purpose. But I love his slightly different, more, a bit more easily approached, approachable angle on it. So I think that would, I mean, I haven't read it, but I'm quite sure that's a really good book for beginners, for example. Jesse Berger. And also like just all these awesome podcasts. But one podcast that not too many people know about is Once Bitten with Daniel Prince. Yes. And he also invited me onto his podcast. I was like also one of the early ones on his podcast, and he's like got all these big OGs now coming onto his podcast, and I was like, oh my god, wow. And what's so awesome with Dan's podcast is that he's got his little daughter. His kids ask the very first 2 or 3 questions to every guest.
Oh, that's great.
It breaks the ice. And they ask really, sometimes it might sound like a basic question, but it's actually, it really like throws people sometimes. It's like such it's sometimes it's the simple questions that can be the hardest to answer. Right. And I always love listening to the questions of his kids. Like, they're amazing. And they've got wonderful awareness. Even someone who doesn't understand, like the framers,
right,
or any noobs, or any like family members who then, or friends and family who come around to someone's house and they see it on the wall. Yeah. When it sparks a conversation, even if they don't know a thing about Bitcoin. Pardon me. It's like I've had people come in to the studio and look at Genesis and the fourth turning, the second painting, which is also an interpretation, a completely different color scheme, but an interpretation of the stock to flow chart. Okay. Those people have come in, they don't know a thing about Bitcoin, but I tell you what, when I ask them, they stand there and they go quiet. They just go quiet. Or they go up really close and they start looking at it and they go, and it's like, and then they step back and they look at it in its entirety, and it's something's happening. Yeah, something's happening energetically. They are really touched by the painting. I mean, I had one person looked at it and just burst out in tears, and I was totally perplexed by that, but she said that she was really, really touched by it. Like, it almost struck a chord in her, but it wasn't like sadness. It was just like appreciation and resonance of some sort, resonating at the core. Like, it was giving her a truth of some sort. Yeah. And Genesis is that serene, calm, hey, there's a truth in Bitcoin that is undeniable, and that painting brings it across in a really calm and serene way. And then the second painting, people react differently and they go, wow, this painting, it just fires me up. It tells me to go and do something. I'm like, yeah, go buy Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what it's telling you to do. Go and inform yourself about what is money. What's the difference between fiat money, fiat shitcoins, and Bitcoins? Right. So go and educate yourself out of this lie that we've been buying. Yeah. So people who don't understand Bitcoin totally get the energy of the paintings, and because trading charts and macroeconomy and monetary policy talk and all that stuff is really intimidating for some people. Yeah. And then when they see art, which carries the same message energetically, right? They're like, it's like a trigger. It's a trigger via art, via something more accessible, that says, hey, you don't need to be an economist to understand this, or or a trader. Right. So it inspires them to go and read up about it.